Alright, I got a question for Pisser. I'm looking at the gaps on my truck in here. On the hood. Like a little high here. Gap here is closed in. The gap along the back is pretty wide. Just wondering. Let me pop the hood. Whether it's permissible to put like some washers in here to bring this hood back that way a little bit. Whether that's an acceptable practice to help me align this hood and figure out some way to shove it back a little bit. Just wondering if that's something that can be done with this. In case you're wondering, yes, this is the Rust-Oleum truck. It's a little dirty right now. Always is. Had a lot of rain. And it's a black truck. But I'm just wondering if that is how I can get away with lining up this hood. The other thing I wanted to show you, Pisser. This is how California trucks roll. No rust. She's a 91. Although I gotta get some paint up in there. But solid. You probably don't see many of these old trucks like that where you're from. Interior's pretty nice on her. I need to put that grill back in it. I need to clean the carpets in here pretty bad too. But yeah, even the seats are nice. They're not all tore up. You know, the only thing I got to do is I got to tighten the steering column. As you can see, it's because it's up a little ways, and previous owner, you know, hauled themselves up with the steering wheel. Kind of a no-no on these tilt wheels. Biggest thing I've got on the interior is this headliner sagging just a little bit. So I'll probably have to redo that sometime in the future. He added these armrests. I like to kind of square these up eventually and maybe upholster them so they'll kind of match the rest of the truck. But she's a pretty nice little grocery getter. I mean, she's not going to be a major league off-road truck because it's pretty much stock. You know, got the street tires. They're nice street tires, but they're aggressive for street tires, but for off-road they're not real aggressive. This is the engine we just put in it. Runs like a champ. Like all this in here. The only place I have some rust on this truck, really, is the battery tray and the inner fender down by the battery tray. That's it. It's the only rust on this truck. And I've debated about pulling the battery tray out, maybe doing a little welding and grinding and painting, and I might do that in the future. But and I do need to replace the AC compressor, and it'll even have air conditioning then. So, I mean, it's all complete. It just needs to be done. Okay, just thought I'd show everybody the air horn installation on this. This was just a kit I bought over at Harbor Freight. They sound okay. They're not the greatest. It's not quite what I wanted, but it gets the job done. All I did was, this is the ground wire. It goes right to the radiator cradle. And then for the positive on it, I just came off the original horn and plugged it in there. The original horns were mounted here and there, kind of where these are. I just set these horns like that. Of course, they'd probably sound better if they were pointed forward, but I just don't have the room unless I mount them underneath the truck. But it works all right. It's a Walo, and this is a little compressor, and then it's just plumbed a little Y connector into each of the horns.